William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. We're going to sleep.
David, a reaction to what we saw tonight?
That's heavyweight boxing. That's why heavyweight boxing is the best division in the world, because anybody on any given day can pull off a crazy upset. This is probably the biggest upset since Tyson-Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson in Tokyo. Now this fight, it was in a different manner. That was one shot. This wasn't one shot. It was a sustained beating the whole way.
But Tyson was destroying everybody. Tyson
had the same air of invincibility.
But Joshua's been hurt. Joshua's been down. Tyson was not like that. Tyson was walking through everybody at that time, and then he just got knocked out. But still, maybe it's in between that. It's in between Lewis Rockman and Tyson.
I was a kid then. I'm a grown man now. So for me, it was a crazy situation to see Anthony Joshua get manhandled by someone so physically, inferior to him. He did. Just to look at him, you would give him no chance whatsoever. But he's shown, if it's not the size of the fight, the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog, and he showed he's got the heart. He's got that Mexican spirit. He's a next Mexican superstar. Canelo had some fans. How many people now in Mexico can relate to Andy Ruiz Jr.? Look at him. He looks like most of anybody
in the world can relate to
anybody in the world can know that anything's possible. And you have to respect the heart. Yeah, so at least Rocky came in shape. This guy didn't even come in shape, and he still did it. He beat the.
He's in shape. He's just round.
Listen, you have to give Andy Ruiz all the credit in the world. I know everyone's talking about how Anthony Joshua lost, but Andy Ruiz Jr. won, and that's what we should be praising this young man who's shown the world that he's number one. A lot of people believed he beat Joseph Parker when they fought. It was a close fight, could have went either way, but he's improved since then. He's gone back to the drawing board, regrouped, come back. On 6 weeks' notice, he's pulled off one of the biggest upsets ever, and he did it in emphatic style. He did it real close after getting knocked down heavily himself. It wasn't like he had his own way.
When he got knocked down,
it was a big shot. It was a big left shot. He
took it well.
Anthony Joshua's used to jumping on people and then falling over. This guy said no. He had every single Mexican on the planet willing him to go through that.
You know what I mean? When he went down, you could see his eyes were still clear.
He was clear, and I have to say I'm a huge fan now. I'm a huge fan of Andy Ruiz Jr. now, and I'm looking forward to that rematch. The rematch is going to be. If you thought this fight was big, where's that going to be? Adam, where do you want that fight? We got to get out in Wembley. We got to get out in Wembley. It's got to be back home. We got to get in. It's got to be a football stadium. 20,000 isn't enough for that type of fight. We need at least 60, 70,000 people for that fight. And Anthony Joshua has a point to prove now.
Cardiff, October, November.
Oh, we could do that. We could do that for sure.
You freeze the Mexican out.
Yeah, exactly.
Cardiff.
But the fans deserve the fights, and they're getting them.
What's the night for Andy?
He deserves all the credit in the world. I saw him train. I trained at the top ranked gym. I think it was 2014. We didn't spar together, but we was working in the same gym. And I remember seeing him thinking, this guy's really skillful. Obviously, you can't get round the shape of him, but I remember watching him thinking, this guy can really fight.
It doesn't matter if no one believes in you as long as you believe in yourself.
He believed in himself. I've got so many memes, pictures of him, pictures on the scales, Anthony Joshua looking like a Adonis, and then looking at the contrast was so stark. But looking at the performance, it was
hands, great
very
timing.
the counter punch and left hook, the overhand right in the first round. He was doing some amazing things, and
the
body assault from round 3 really took its toll. And Anthony Joshua's going to really need to go back to the drawing board and come back, because he can't expect just to get in shape. He can't expect to do what he did in training for this fight and expect to win next time. His air of invincibility is gone now.
Yeah.
Anybody who thought he's unbeatable, obviously he got knocked down against Klitschko, but he got back up and closed the show. This time around he got beat up, and he looked like he didn't want to fight. At the end, he put his hand on the ropes. He didn't say to the referee, "Yep, let's go. I'll walk forward." He I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
He wasn't reacting
I could not
properly.
believe what I was seeing. But everybody has a bad day at the office. This was his bad day at the office. He's got a chance to prove it again. There's a rematch clause. That's why we have rematch clauses, because anything can happen on any given day. And here you go. I've had it when I fought Belly the first time. I didn't even want a rematch. I was like, if I don't have a rematch, I don't deserve a rematch. He got it for a reason, and here we are. We're going to get a massive fight. And if you thought this fight was big, the rematch. How big is that rematch going to be?
Huge. Yeah, massive. Absolutely.
It'd be like Hasim Rahman, Lennox Lewis rematch.
You know, it took a long time to get Oliver McCall back in the ring after Lennox Lewis. Took 2.5 years. Hasim Rahman wasn't like that. That was immediate. And this has got to be immediate. But you know what? It just goes to show that anything can happen. You know, so many people wrote Andy off, but he's always had that belief and the fast hands, and you know, he took his advantage. I mean, he went down first as well. That was the other thing.
I think Andy Ruiz will want this rematch as much as a lot of the other people are. Will Anthony Joshua want the rematch? I don't know. He didn't look like he wanted to be in there.
You've come in late, but we were here all week, and I was saying to Paulie that on Monday at the first event, he came up to me, Andy, and he said, "I want to see AJ. I want to give him a high five. I respect him so much." And I'm like thinking, no, don't do that. We don't need that. That's not what we want here. And he says, you know, everyone is saying that I'm going to lose. He says, I'm telling you, I'm going to go out and beat him. But he was so nice about it.
When he was feeling the belts at the...
Feeling the belts.
and
He played everybody for suckers, I'm telling you. He played everybody for suckers.
How can anybody not like this guy? He's
yeah,
so
of course.
likable.
Yeah.
He's so likable. It's insane. Every interview I've
And he
seen
had a
him,
Snickers
he's such
sponsorship.
I love it.
Snickers at the public workout. It was a bunch of Snickers and they had a sponsorship with Snickers.
I love that.
Fair, although what a terrible night for Anthony Joshua in the ring, the respect he showed afterwards and doing the pictures and all that with the fans. That's class. That's class. Two great guys, and now we'll see what AJ's made of. I mean,
you find out what a fighter's about after he loses,
And who you are.
Yeah, you find out how do you come back. I remember when I had my first loss against, I think it was my 11th fight against Carl Thompson. You know, 2 years later, I was undisputed champion. You know, he's had his first loss now.
Andrew Facey, Jamie Moore. I wanted a British champion. I'm thinking my career's over. I thought I was going to go all the way. And
You got to take your licks like a man. Yeah, because that's what great fighters do. I believe Anthony Joshua is a great fighter, and he will prove to everyone this was an anomaly. Things happen in sport. That's what. All it takes one shot. He could have had this is the worst night of his life. Everyone deserves a bad night from time to time.
And you know yourself, it's going to hurt a lot more with the days and weeks that follow. That's what's really going to hurt.
Go on.
You know, right now, we've still got
Thank
people
you,
around
Paulie.
going, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. You know, give it 2-3 weeks from now.
It's going to be a long couple of months for him. You know, I know what it's like to lose a fight. He cuts deep, and I believe he'll be back. He's made of the right stuff. We've seen it in the past, and you know, there's a reason why he's Olympic champion. There's a reason why he held through the title belts.
He'll definitely be back.
Yeah. But against Andy Ruiz, I'm looking forward to it.
I
hope so. I hope he just heard the name, looked at the picture, and thought, yeah, I got this. And he mentally
all
switch
the whole
off.
sort of Wilder talk and
But
the
it's a
fact
mad
Wilder
one
announced all
because
teasers.
I'm sure he trained just as hard, done the same round sparring, ran the same miles, everything like that. But if you don't have that fear in there, you don't really think this guy should beat me. You know what I mean? It creeps in subconsciously.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You'd want to do some
I
damage.
think
You
he
want
was
to.
just trying to warm into the fight, but I think he probably let Ruiz settle into the
He let
fight.
him get confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's got a lot to work. He's got a lot to work on. You know, at no stage was he in full control of that fight. At no stage, it wasn't one round where he just dominated that round. It was like the first round was kind of close-ish. Second round, it was just at best it was close rounds. It was strange. It was
really comfortable.
film them wake up, and they wake up and it's like a nightmare now.
The first round was just a bit of a feeling out type thing. The second round then. A bit of a better feeling.
Overhand
One
right.
of the great
Third
rounds.
round was the best rounds I've
boxing.
seen.
Unbelievable.
Because Ruiz went down, it was a big uppercut left hook. He went down quite heavy, but he looked okay. His eyes were clear. And then when he got up, and Joshua kind of tried to go into a shootout exchange with a guy who had faster hands and better timing, and he got caught with that left hook tie up, and you know his legs were gone.
Anyway,
All right, thank you very much, David A.
pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Thank you, Macklin.
Oh, it was fun.
Adam, I just want to carry you on a second.
Yeah.
William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois.
We're going to sleep.